Military command called it unavoidable. The first alert reached global defense networks at 03:17 UTC. A deep space object had altered course beyond Mars orbit and locked onto a direct trajectory toward Earth. There were no engine signatures, no heat bloom, no known propulsion method. It was simply changing velocity in ways that violated standard physics models. Within an hour, the Joint Military Command convened an emergency session. Projections filled the command center walls. A white sphere approximately 80 kilometers in diameter was closing distance at a controlled but unstoppable rate. Impact probability simulations reached 98% certainty. When the question was asked whether interception was possible, the room fell silent. Every available missile defense system was modeled against the object. None could deliver enough force to fragment it safely. Any attempt might multiply the damage. At 05:02 UTC, the official statement was released. Military command called it unavoidable. The word spread faster than the object itself. News outlets repeated it. Social feeds amplified it. Markets reacted instantly. Across continents, people stepped outside and looked up, even though nothing was yet visible in the sky. Dr. Elena Markovic, a civilian astrophysicist assigned to the International Response Team, studied the telemetry in a separate analysis chamber. Something about the motion disturbed her. The object was not accelerating randomly. It was adjusting with precision. Each velocity shift reduced atmospheric shock projections. It was not aiming for a city. It was targeting the South Atlantic Ocean. Elena ran gravitational simulations and froze when the results stabilized. The projected impact site corresponded with one of the most unstable tectonic convergence zones on the planet, a region long overdue for a catastrophic rupture. If the object struck there under controlled conditions, it could release centuries of accumulated stress in a single managed event. But that required intelligence. 6 hours later, the object emitted its first measurable signal. Not radio, not laser, a structured gravitational pulse. The pattern resolved into a repeating mathematical ratio. Prime numbers. Elena leaned back slowly. This was not a mindless mass. This was a message. She was authorized to deliver a public scientific briefing to calm speculation. Cameras activated. Millions were already watching. Military command has described the situation as unavoidable. That remains true in terms of trajectory. However, new data suggests the object may be communicating through gravitational modulation. We are analyzing these signals carefully. If you want clear updates grounded in science rather than panic, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I will break down each development step by step. Staying informed is the most powerful response we have right now. Broadcast, she returned to her console. The object adjusted speed again, not to increase impact force, to fine-tune descent timing. Projected arrival now estimated at 18 hours. But something else changed. Ocean surface models predicted minimal tsunami formation. Shock distribution appeared evenly dispersed across the tectonic plate boundary. Elena whispered the thought she had been avoiding. What if unavoidable did not mean destruction? What if it meant intervention? Military command called it unavoidable. 12 hours before projected impact, the object entered high Earth orbit. It did not burn through the atmosphere. It did not glow with friction. Instead, it decelerated in silence, as if gravity itself had been recalibrated around it. Global radar systems struggled to interpret the readings. The sphere hovered above the South Atlantic. At an altitude of 120 kilometers, oceans beneath it grew unnaturally calm. Wind speeds dropped. Pressure systems shifted subtly outward from the projected impact zone. In the central command facility, tension reached a breaking point. Contingency plans for coastal evacuation were activated across 3 continents. Naval fleets were ordered to withdraw from the region. Satellites were repositioned to capture every second of the event. Elena Markovic watched the gravitational data in real time. The prime number sequence had evolved. The pulses now formed layered mathematical structures. When mapped three-dimensionally, they resembled fault line models of Earth crust. The object was not just communicating. It was demonstrating understanding. Seismic sensors along the mid-Atlantic ridge began to register controlled microtremors. These were not chaotic shocks. They were rhythmic. Each tremor released a measurable fraction of tectonic strain. Elena cross-referenced historical stress accumulation charts. If the energy continued to dissipate at this rate, the region could avoid a mega quake predicted to devastate coastlines within decades. Military command requested an updated assessment. Her voice remained steady despite the weight of the moment. The object appears to be reducing tectonic pressure in incremental stages. If current models hold, there may be no destructive impact at all. The descent profile suggests a controlled energy transfer rather than collision. The room fell silent. Unavoidable was beginning to mean something very different. 6 hours before projected contact, the sphere emitted a second major signal. This time, electromagnetic instruments detected a faint harmonic overlay. When converted to audio range, it produced a steady tone that shifted in frequency, according to seismic output below, synchronizing with the planet. Ocean buoys reported no abnormal swell formation. Instead, deep water pressure readings showed gradual equalization along the fault boundary. Elena was asked to address the public again. Billions were now watching global live feeds. Military command has called this event unavoidable, and that remains accurate, but the data indicates we are witnessing controlled geological stabilization. The object is interacting with our tectonic systems in a way that appears deliberate and precise. We are continuing full analysis. If you want ongoing verified updates as this unfolds in real time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Your support helps ensure accurate information reaches everyone during critical moments like this. After the broadcast, she returned to the live seismic grid. The final energy threshold was approaching. Instead of accelerating downward, the sphere began a slow, luminous descent, not as a projectile but as a regulator. Projected surface contact now estimated in 3 hours. But every new reading suggested one extraordinary possibility. There might never be an impact at all. Military command called it unavoidable. 3 hours remained. The sphere hovered silently above the South Atlantic, its surface glowing faintly. Ships and aircraft had withdrawn from the area. Coastal cities monitored the event nervously. News channels buzzed with speculation. Millions of people were watching live feeds. Elena Markovich studied the latest telemetry. Every instrument confirmed the impossible. The object was no longer just hovering. Its gravitational field was interacting with Earth in a highly controlled manner. Tectonic stress along the mid-Atlantic ridge continued to release evenly. Waves remained calm. Atmospheric pressure balanced. The sphere seemed to anticipate every variable, adjusting continuously, ensuring minimal disruption. Military command convened a final briefing. Generals, scientists, and political leaders gathered. The unavoidable, they now realized, was no longer a collision. It was an intervention. The sphere emitted a third and final signal. This one was unmistakably intentional. Gravitational pulses combined with faint electromagnetic harmonics. The data translated into a simple yet profound message: Earth stability maintained. Elena broadcast live to millions around the globe. Command has called this event unavoidable, and it is true in the sense that we could not prevent it. But what was unavoidable was not destruction. It was the arrival of an intelligence far beyond our current understanding. The object has stabilized tectonic zones and may have prevented catastrophic earthquakes for decades. This is history unfolding before our eyes. If you want to stay updated on every new development and understand the science behind it, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watching and learning together ensures we all witness this moment in real time. Outside, the sphere began a slow upward movement. Its glow intensified briefly and then softened, becoming almost transparent. Instruments recorded a final adjustment to Earth's gravity. Oceans and crustal stress levels had reached equilibrium. The impossible became reality. No impact occurred. The planet was safe. The object had left, or perhaps it had integrated into the natural balance of Earth's systems. Military command released an official statement. The event was classified as contact with an unknown extraterrestrial intelligence. No threat was detected. All data and analyses were shared with international scientific organizations. Elena remained at her console long after the world celebrated. The magnitude of what had just occurred settled over her mind. Unavoidable had not meant annihilation. It had meant revelation. Humanity had witnessed an intervention, precise enough to avert disaster and gentle enough to leave the planet intact. She finally turned to the camera one last time. This event proves that even the term unavoidable does not always signify catastrophe. Sometimes it means we are on the threshold of understanding. Forces far greater than our own. Earth has been shown a form of intelligence and care unlike anything we have experienced. If you want to witness more scientific breakthroughs and extraordinary events explained clearly and in detail, subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Every discovery matters, and together we can explore the universe safely and thoughtfully. The sphere faded from view. No explosion, no destruction, only a calm ocean, a stable crust, and a world forever changed by the knowledge that intelligence beyond our planet had intervened. For the first time, humanity realized that some unavoidable events might be our greatest opportunity to learn.